to be on the velvet veil.
Hey.
We are here. It's your girl, Ash.
And Platinum.
And we are 2 Shades of Blonde.
Ash,
Yes.
what movie did we watch?
Child, I am traumatized.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't know how to come back from this.
The monkey.
The monkey.
The monkey is what we saw.
We did. We saw it.
We're traumatized.
Yes.
Happy dream, happy dream, happy dream.
But we had a good time.
Very.
This joint was wild.
It was a roller coaster of emotions.
Facts. Every time I went down the roller coaster, it brought me right back up.
Right back up.
I was right back.
Yes.
Right back up. I maybe once or twice could catch my breath.
Yes.
Mhm.
That was about it. To
That's
figure out
it.
what was going on. I still
it was
kind
hard.
of don't know, but it's fine.
It was. Listen, so many people died.
A lot. Like, there were a lot of extras in here for a reason. Don't get a favorite in this movie.
Right. No one last saw it that long except for maybe 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Don't get attached to anybody.
No.
That honestly was like the theme of the movie. Don't get attached.
Don't get attached. It was like Game of Thrones. Just don't
Exactly.
get attached.
We had a great time though.
Yes, we did.
We are here for a good time.
Always.
I do love horror, and that is my jam. With that also being said, if you want to have a good time, like we're having a good time talking to y'all, just getting all of our deets out about what we experienced at the movie theater, go on and hit that like button, go on and subscribe, and go on and share.
Go on and
Go on
share.
and do that thing right there,
Go ahead,
okay?
please do.
So if you are ready for this good time, come on board.
Let's go.
Come on. Come get it. So we're going to go into story time.
Story time.
Whew. All right. It was a dark night.
It was.
Dark night. A man in a captain hat walks into a pawn shop with a huge monkey toy. Wind it up, okay? He walks in, do. Walks over to the little pawn shop owner, says, hey, how much can I get for this? How much can I get for it? And he did look scared. He was a fright.
Yes.
He was scared.
Yes.
He was nervous. We didn't know what was going on. But the little pawn shop owner said, it's a toy. He said, don't call it that. Don't you do it. It's not a toy.
The pawn shop owner said, no, we don't do refunds for toys. You have to take it back. You can't give it back to me.
Before we know it,
I just realized the monkey played by itself.
it did. But there he goes, ba-rumpa-bum-bumping on the drum.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. It did.
Ba-rumpa-bum-bumping.
It did. And
On-
at the same time, there was a rat going around this pawn shop.
Yep.
And he was chewing some cord.
Just so happened.
At the same time, the monkey goes, "Ba-dum-dum-dum," and then,
And
boom, impales the shop owner
death.
right in the intestine. That's not it.
What happened?
The impalement spear retracts, taking
Come on
the
back.
intestines
Ooh,
of
took
the
it.
shop owner. We are all mouth agape. We cannot believe what just happened.
All I know is the captain was scared.
The Captain
He
Pilot was scared. He had blood on him before this happened.
He
Throwing
did.
it out
So
there.
clearly something else took place prior to this moment. But before we knew it, he was outside with the monkey and he had a flamethrower and he was trying to burn that mother lover up.
Boom. The monkey.
Keeping it pushing, introduced to 2 twins. Very, very different individuals.
Very different.
You have Hal, very sensitive, very quiet. He is anxious, but he is fairly a sweet young man. And then you got Bill. Bill is an angry young fella. He had rage.
He had some issues.
He did.
A lot of issues.
And he blamed little Hal for Dad's leaving. Now, what we figured out was Dad was the man that went into the pawn shop.
Correct.
Captain.
Captain Pilot. Yes.
Captain Pilot. He was the one that was trying to give away the monkey. Well, he failed because the monkey, it returned to the home.
Yes, it did.
But Captain Pilot did not.
No, he did not. He went out for cigarettes and never came back.
Ever. So now Mom's out. She's dating. She's starting her life back over.
the mom was going on a date, and so they were going out with babysitter Annie, and they go out to Benihana's.
Benihana.
So if you don't know what Benihana's is, it's like a hibachi teppanyaki place. They cook the food in front of you, got the fire. It's all the show. It's all the show. They're there. They're with babysitter Annie. She catches eyes with the guy that's cooking. They catch eyes, and they're just kind of flirting. And then we cut to the monkey is literally in the car somehow.
He's in the car.
Driver's seat.
Don't know how he got there.
Starts drumming.
Rum-pum-pum-pumming.
And then we cut back to babysitter Annie looking deeply into this man's eyes.
Deep.
And then we hear a shoo.
Right.
And we realize, something has gone through her neck.
Correct.
Clean.
Ooh.
She looks over to little Hal, and then her head falls on the stove thing.
Smooth off. She was decapitated. Oh my God.
The horror! The horror! The horror!
Decapitated.
Done.
Next scene, they're at the funeral. Mom is just consoling the boys. Now, mind you, nobody looked tore up.
Not a tear.
Not a tear nowhere.
Was set at this funeral, and jumps in this very young priest.
I don't think he even believed in Jesus or the Lord at all, because
not sure what
he
he
said,
was
life,
doing there.
this is life.
That's it.
That's what it is, what it is. Fast forward, Hal is just being tormented at the schoolhouse by little Bill. I mean, tormented.
And these random girls.
A whole gang of girls, random.
Just don't like him for whatever reason.
They do some crazy stuff to him. They threw bananas at him.
I want to say they took his pants, but I feel like he gave it to him.
He had to have.
There were no scratches on him. There were not a bruise.
They didn't fight him for him.
No.
But mind you, there are adults in the gym where they threw bananas at him. The adults didn't seem like they care at all. He comes home, little Hal comes home multiple times, all hurt and in his feelings that he's being bullied by his brother at the schoolhouse. Mom's just, again, another adult, apathetic, doesn't even look at the little boy to see that he is going through. And the last time he was pissed off. He's mad. I'm done with this, my brother. And so he wishes upon a star of the monkey. He wanted to kill Bill. He wanted to kill Bill.
Yep.
Didn't go.
Little Bill comes home.
Yeah.
He sees Mom in the kitchen. He's thinking it's just another Ray J. Mom's cooking us something to eat. Mom turns around and blood is just gushing.
Out of all orifices, I'm
Every
assuming.
last one. Mouth, ears, eyes.
Everything just dripping down. And then something inside of her exploded and she falls to the ground. Boom.
Gone. Dead and gone.
At the funeral again. Same priest.
Same
clothes.
people
not crying.
No one is tearful except Bill. Bill is the only one tore up.
Because his mama, and he watched it happen.
He did. He is traumatized.
The doctors called it a boomerang aneurysm.
Well, at this point, they are now in the custody of their aunt and uncle.
Uncle Chip and Aunt Ida. He was trying to console little Hal and said, yeah, we're going to take you guys in and we're swingers, so we probably shouldn't. It's going to be bad.
Just let you know.
Just letting you know.
Just giving you a heads up, you know. They move in with their aunt and uncle, and before you know it, that monkey is at it again.
It came right on back.
Came right on back. Now, he chopped up. Hal chopped up the monkey, tried to get rid of him before they left the house, right? Well, that monkey clearly decided, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to meet you where you are.
Yep.
Before we knew it, little Chip was found in a sleeping bag, all tore up. He was trampled by 67 wild horses.
And it looked like drop-kicked cherry pie inside of the sleeping bag.
It's a wonderful day for pie. You can ask all the birds in the sky, and they'll tell you real sweet with a musical tweet. It's a wonderful day for pie. For pie. For pie. For pie.
For pie.
Now, at this point, they were trying their best to get rid of this monkey. They threw it down a well. He was gone for a minute. And then fast forward to 2025.
Yes.
The monkey done came back. Now, the first person he went after was Aunt Ida.
Poor little Aunt Ida. She is sleeping, is woken up by the sound of some drums or some music. There's music that happens when the drums play. She goes to investigate. She goes downstairs, comes back upstairs when she sees nothing, and boom, falls through the steps and lands in some old fishing lures.
Yes.
So she goes to remove them because,
All on her face.
they're all on her face. She's trying to remove them. It's gross. She opens up the medicine cabinet and grabs the rubbing alcohol because there's no peroxide in 2025, apparently.
Bless her heart.
This old looking can of rubbing alcohol she puts all over her face because she's got wounds.
She goes downstairs. Apparently, she had a whole tea kettle on the stove, and when she went to remove the tea kettle, well, she went in flames.
Like Home Alone. Whoosh. Flame on. It was very that.
Well, she is running around, head on fire.
Literally.
Literally.
That
She
girl
runs.
was on fire.
Oh, she is running for her life. Well, she runs outside and runs smooth head first into the for sale sign stake, and it impaled her.
In her face.
In her whole face. The police get there, ambulances, and there is a whole cheerleading team just outside.
Pom-poms and everything. I think they were in uniform as well.
They were cheering this on. They cheered it on. Get the body.
I was so confused and laughing at the same time.
At the same time. This was wild.
Very wild.
Wild. So then they catch us up where little Hal is, and he has no real contact with his brother anymore. In fact, he likes to pretend that he has no family at all. But he does have a son. Hal is a shell of a man. He is so traumatized and frightened of this monkey returning that he has made it a point not to have any emotional connections with anybody. He fears that this monkey is going to return. And so therefore, he only sees his son once a year. Hal and his son go to the hotel, they're asleep, and Hal has this nightmare, wakes him up, and in his mind, he knew, oh my God, the monkey is back, okay? He gets a phone call from his brother.
Unknown call, unknown number. Who's answering unknown numbers in 2025?
I'm not at 12:31 in the a.m.
Absolutely not.
Go
ahead.
It would have went straight to voicemail, but he answered it, and he went outside to take the call, realized, oh my God, this is my twin brother. And so he lets him know that Aunt Ida took and died. And you to check and see if the monkey is there because we can't have him coming back.
Right.
Well, death is just following Hal left and right. Everywhere. Okay. Somebody dies at the hotel.
Wild, uncommon, movie-esque deaths.
Right. Yeah. So then Hal freaks out. They go to the aunt's house, and the real estate agent there, she is lovely lady.
Love her.
Lovely lady.
Yes. So the real estate agent, while they were talking, told him a good 12 people have died in this past week. It's up to 5 people a day. Just taken out of this world.
Oh, just gone.
And she was just like, okay. It's just so crazy around here. I don't know what's going on in Maine.
Yeah. She was unbothered. Listen,
everybody in the town seemed to be unbothered by what was going on.
Correct. Nobody asked questions.
No, not one.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are going to be okay.
Nothing
police
like
investigation on anything.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
She takes them upstairs to see what else is needed and what is there, and well, the monkey got her.
Yeah. They opened a closet. A shotgun fell. Bang.
Bang, bang.
Blew her up.
Gone.
I don't know how many shells were in there, but she was all over the place.
She was, wow. Whew. It was another traumatic experience.
Yes.
For not just Hal, but us watching.
Us as well, yes.
We were traumatized.
I am shooketh.
So at this point, Hal is like, let me get this boy out this house. But little Rohan Campbell played Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky, what they call
Pretty Ricky is, I guess he lives in a little town that they lived in, and he was at the estate sale for Aunt Ida's house, just looking around, and then he sees the monkey, and he says, oh my God, this monkey reminds me of my daddy, who was a police officer. He bought the monkey and took it home. And then he sold it to Bill. Fast forward.
And then we go to this random flashback where they don't explain. And the voiceover comes on and you hear Bill, the evil twin, I guess, explain how he went back into the well where they dropped the monkey to get it. But he couldn't find it. Only thing he found was the key. So he was on a mission to find this monkey. And so then we fast forward to Pretty Ricky, what they called him. Little Ricky at Bill's door saying, hey, I want the monkey back. I'll give you $15 back. Bill's like, nah, go away.
Off.
Ricky is enraged.
Because it reminded him of his
father. Apparently owned a revolver. He gets the revolver. He somehow, never explained, found where Hal and Petey are in the motel.
Right, and he takes his dad's
uniform
and
he just puts it on. He
to
doesn't
impersonate a
police officer. Knocks on the door. They open the door. He barges in at gunpoint and say, "Come with me."
Yeah.
Give me the car. So they get into the car. And then they get to Bill's house. Hal has no clue what this is.
None.
Ricky is like, you know, it's your brother's house. He was like, no, I don't know.
I don't know that man like that.
I don't know that man. And my son doesn't even know who this is. So what are you doing?
And the house was boarded up.
Very bored. It was a old hotel, motel,
something
Holiday Inn.
What you doing?
Chilling at the Holiday Inn.
All that. They send the little boy Peter in to the house. Everything else is locked, but that dog door you can fit through. Go in there through the dog door and go in and get my monkey. So the little boy go into the house. This man has this house rigged up. Like he home alone.
Home alone, booby traps.
He home alone it.
With real weapons.
Suck brick, kid! Whoa.
Yes, and when he finally got there, they looked over and Bill, he said, Uncle Bill? And then he said, Peter, is that you? And he said, yes, what are you doing? And he tried to convince little Petey to take this monkey and turn the key because Bill wants to kill Hal for killing their mother.
Hal is still in the car at this point.
Hal is still in the car.
With the gun
with
man.
Pretty Ricky.
That's what they call him.
That's what they call him. They see a hornet's nest.
Yes, a big one.
A huge hornet's nest. Once the monkey key was turned by Peter, then all of the hornets flew smooth out of the nest.
Beeline.
To Pretty Mickey's mouth.
Yes, right into his mouth. And just filled him up with hornets.
He
didn't
died.
hit nobody, didn't go nowhere else. They went straight for that man's mouth.
So Hal went and was like, you know what? I'm going in the house. Finally, they had a showdown. Hal, Bill, Peter, all looking at each other.
Spider-Man.
It's you. He sees Bill. Bill's like, yo, you supposed to be dead. And so he got mad at the little monkey, said, you ain't killing Hal. So he took it, he shook it. He was just mad. He was just mad. And then all of a sudden, Armageddon, apocalyptic death. Everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I mean, planes just falling to the sky, falling out the sky, and people just
falling through the ceiling.
Took and died. I mean, he unalived so many people. So many people from that. Hal was like, listen, why you doing all this? What you doing all this for? And Bill got the tears in his eye, and he's like, you killed my mother. My mother.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then Hal is like, but I didn't kill her. I didn't do it.
They had the same mom. And Hal had never realized that.
Yeah, he didn't realize. She was my mom as well. I want a relationship with you. And then Bill looks up at him, tears still in his eye. They reconciled for 2 seconds before the monkey said, well, this has been great. And then boom, a whole cannon just shot out and just took off little Bill's head.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing.
Gone.
Done.
At that point, The boys, Petey and Hal, they leave out, they get in the car, they see all of the
devastation,
carnage everywhere.
And it's funny.
It's hilarious.
There's a lady pushing a burning stroller. Just killing.
That thing is on fire. It was mayhem.
Yeah.
And they're just driving along and they said, you know what? You saw a lot today, son. Hal says to Petey, and Petey is like, what do you want to do? Hal said, you want to go dance?
Yes. Who does that?
Let's do it.
Okay.
And then they get to a stoplight and a man on a horse just walks by.
Him and the horse are just smoking. They're gray, ash, I guess.
His eyes are blackened out.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks over at Hal. They make eye contact. He gives him a nod and he keeps on.
Trotting about his way.
It was death.
We later find out it was death.
And then
there's a bus of all cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Ah!
They're back.
They're all hanging out of the window.
They're cheering everything on.
And then a semi-truck comes by and takes them all out.
Gone. Heads.
Done.
Gone.
Done.
Gone.
And the bus somehow, I'm assuming the bus driver didn't really care, just kept going.
Kept it pushing.
Hal and Petey drive off into the sunset.
Yep. End of movie.
Here we are.
So let's get into the themes of it.
Let's do it.
I know that we play and joke a lot throughout this episode, and I know we're talking about something as crazy as a toy monkey, but this movie really hit on a lot of deep themes and themes that I found were very personal to my own life experiences. It did a really good job using satire and humor to make it more palatable and more entertaining.
Let's talk about the nobody in the town cared about anything. Apathetic is the word.
Apathetic.
Nobody cared about anything that was happening.
Between the boy being bullied, nobody cared. I think they were shocked by the death. They were like, like we were, but afterwards it was just
another day.
Another death. Okay.
Moving on. I
We're
gotta go to
gonna
work
keep
tomorrow.
it pushing. I feel like that's where we are in real life. Like we are so desensitized
to all of
everything. Unless it's a spectacle. And once it becomes a spectacle, we're like enthralled.
I mean, we literally laughed the whole time at this movie. And it was literally about the getting taken out.
The carnage of death.
Yeah.
The way in which they were just taken out
was crazy.
It was wild. But I think that we are so fascinated by the wild spectacles that happen in life, and anything else that's less than that is just like,
shock me.
That's life. Whatever. Until the next spectacle happens. There was an emotional disconnect between
everybody, everything.
Everything
Every
and
single
everybody.
relationship that was, whether if it was familial or just manager and employees, it was. No one had a connection with anyone.
Nope, like these people were being taken out one by one by 2 by 3 by 4 by 6. I skipped a number, don't worry about it. And everybody was just going on about their day like, what? Ash said it was apathetic. Did I know what that word meant? Maybe, maybe not. I didn't. Don't tell her I said that. Listen, it was crazy how people just went on about their day like all of these deaths were not happening.
And every 5 minutes, there's a new headline. You can't get used to anything.
You can't.
You can't grieve. You don't have time because the next big thing is happening now.
Not one person grieved in this movie.
Not one person, except for Bill that one time, which does make sense to why he was such an angry child.
Yeah.
He had nobody else.
No.
His dad left. Somebody had to be blamed for that, so he blamed Hal. And the one person that he felt like really cared about him, and the only person he was nice to, was his mother.
Yes.
And then she died, and the only thing left he had to live for is this revenge. The other piece that stuck out for me is the generational abandonment between fathers and its
sons.
impact on the sons.
Yeah.
Good job showing us how devastating abandonment is and what it will do to people, and how different people cope and respond. The resentment, the confusion, the anxiety, the fear, the dread. I thought it was so relatable. Abandonment can come in any form, whether it be your caretaker or your parents leaving, death, or a partner breaking up with you. Like Hal and Bill, their dad abandoned them. He went out for cigarettes and never came back. Little did they know, he was out there trying to get rid of this monkey.
Whole time. Probably.
This cursed monkey. Why he didn't come back, I'm assuming he was scared.
Yeah.
Or he took in.
Yeah.
Was not alive.
He may have been one of the monkey's victims. Yeah.
And then Pretty Ricky's daddy.
Yeah.
He also did not come back. He left, and nobody knew why. Nobody knew why. Nobody knew where.
And then it also left their mothers bitter, which also affected them because their mothers of Bill and Hal. She was just like, well, everybody dies and that's it.
Right.
That's it.
The concept and idea of death scares the shit out of me. Not technically my own, but rather the people I love. But I know it's inevitable, and that was the point of the movie. It makes me want to hold on to my family and my friends tighter, to spend more time with them, to protect them at all costs, so that I don't have to go through that excruciating grieving process. I fear that losing the people I love will leave me isolated and alone. But I do serve a God, and I am a believer that continues to remind me that the end is just the beginning. I need faith. I need to believe that. That is the only way I can get through these moments, these real life humanly experiences of death and loss. Like depression set in. That's really what I saw. Depression set in. They isolated from everybody. Time stopped.
Time stopped in this city in Maine.
Literally.
It had to.
For everybody.
Everybody. There was one cell phone amongst the entire cast.
Where? Exactly. I saw one cell phone, and then when you pull out the yellow pages, bro.
Yellow pages.
And phone booths,
Landline.
Everything stopped for everybody.
It was really weird.
Yes, even with Aunt Ida.
Ida,
the moment her husband died,
yes,
her life stopped.
And when the mother died, they were at the funeral. They looked like they were dressed from the 80s. No, it was like the 90s, but they looked like they were 20 decades behind.
They were.
And I was confused.
Right.
And Babysitter Annie, which we learned was a nod, I guess,
to Annie from Misery.
That's
another Stephen King book. But yeah, this was wild.
It was a wild ride.
Perkins, you did the thing here. You did amazing.
Congratulations, sir.
Exactly.
You held my attention.
Yeah, you did get my attention.
Yeah. But the movie is depressing.
It is, but it's hilarious.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
The way that they all perished.
Yeah, that's what happened.
These were outrageous.
Yes.
Traumatizing.
Yes. Like you would see these and be like, oh, how am I supposed to come back from this? How am I supposed to come back from Babysitter Annie's head literally falling off and onto the cooktop?
Them boys was traumatized. Them boys was going through PTSD, okay?
Yeah.
You had Hal over here having nightmares.
Yes, he did.
You had him isolating from everybody because he was afraid that this monkey was going to take everybody in his life. He was struggling with true PTSD.
Not one person... But then if they did ask Hal about his mom or his brother, he would deflect.
Correct.
Or just be like, no, they don't exist.
You are absolutely right.
So he's not like he was going to talk about it anyway.
He was avoiding. I don't think he was ready to deal with any of the deaths that he has seen.
No.
At all.
Anything
Death
else.
is coming. It is what it is. So enjoy life while you got it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh God.
I need to watch something happy. I need to watch a cartoon or something.
I know.
An anime or something.
Listen, but I love horror movies.
Yeah.
This was a horror movie, but it was really a dark comedy.
It really was. I did not watch the trailer before this. I wanted to go in blind just to see, and I'm glad I didn't.
Right.
Because I'm not sure how I would have felt going into it. This was crazy.
This was wild.
I was sadly entertained.
Feel a little guilty about it.
A little bit.
Just a tad.
But then again, I don't feel guilty about watching Final Destination.
Absolutely. But I know what? I will never be driving behind a long truck.
Ever again.
Ever.
And if I
watched that movie, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Still won't.
Still
will not drive behind one. Won't get me.
I'm now traumatized off toy monkeys now too.
Ooh.
Keep that away from me.
Pum. Okay. The little drummer
boy.
Yep, the little drummer monkey.
Little drummer monkey.
Yeah. Generational curses.
Oh, okay.
These patterns of, I would say, mental health, and I would even say addictions, because this toy was kind of an addiction, right? was passed down through the generations, like a generational curse, like you said, like the granddad, the dad, and then his sons, and then with their son. Like they passed this monkey down, and it was just something that just kept going. And with everybody around being so apathetic, new words, it just made everything worse. Trust issues, they isolated themselves eventually. And it's just a repeated thing. It just brought out the worst in anybody who it came across.
Okay.
Generational curses.
Yeah.
Because this monkey was handed down for 3 generations? You had the grandfather, which we didn't see that part, but General's father. Mm-hmm. And then you had Hal and now Petey.
He brought him into this, and now Petey's going to have to deal with this as well.
Exactly. He's going to have to keep that monkey.
He don't have a choice.
Get the monkey off
the
your
monkey's
back.
going to come and get him.
Any other themes come up for you?
Just that the adults, they were just handed with the cards they were dealt with and played the game.
They did.
That was it.
Mom did say that.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta take life for what it is.
Yeah.
And in the midst of it, you do what you can. They did the best they could. They did the best they could with what they had. They did the best they could with what they had.
Oh, yeah.
Hal and Bill, and y'all lived in a lot of pain.
A lot up in here.
And I think Hal's was fear, and then Bill's was resentment and anger. Mm-hmm. But they ended up in the same place. Like, y'all both were isolated from every human being. Y'all had no real relationships with people. That monkey was real, though.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because he chopped it up. It had blood in it.
Yeah. Blood came out. They
Crazy.
didn't explain that either.
They didn't explain a lot. It leaves me wanting more.
That's what I'm saying. I need a origin story.
This was fun.
Yeah, no, it was.
I had a great time.
I did too.
All right. Well,
that's all, folks.
So here's what we're going to ask you to do. 1, we love y'all. We like y'all. Come through back. Come on back. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Until next time.
Bye.